Since childhood, we've been encouraged to embrace kindness in the hope of creating a better world for everyone. Being kind is awesome. It makes people like you, it makes you feel good, and it makes the world a happier place. But guess what? It doesn't always turn out to be advantageous. In fact, it has the potential to backfire and create various problems for you. This is particularly true when dealing with individuals who prioritize their interests over others. While it's crucial to appreciate the brightness and beauty in the world, we cannot ignore the harsh reality that encompasses suffering, negativity, and selfishness. Striking a balance between kindness and self-awareness becomes imperative in navigating the complexities of our existence. In today's session, we will examine 10 bad things that may happen to you when you are too kind, empowering you to navigate these situations more effectively while you're trying to bring positivity into the world. Before we start, I would like to ask you to watch this video till the end, as all the content is important. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Now be strong and stay focused. One, self-neglect may occur. Some people put significant effort into being kind to others as a means of diverting attention from their own struggles. By channeling their time and energy into helping others, they might unintentionally neglect their own needs. Life is filled with ups and downs, making it easy to be consumed by the problems and negativity of those around you. Before you know it, years may pass without addressing your own issues, hindering your journey towards peace and happiness. While it's great to spread kindness, remember to treat yourself just as compassionately as you treat others. 2, you might be apologizing for undeserved blame. Generally, kind individuals prefer not to witness others distressed or causing distress. However, it can become problematic for them if they begin shouldering problems and emotions that aren't theirs to bear. Supporting someone going through a tough time by offering kindness is one thing. However, a nice person should be cautious about someone trying to unload their emotional responsibilities onto them. Kind people should be cautious of the phrase "I'm sorry" to avoid apologizing for things that are not their fault and taking on emotional burdens that the other person should address themselves. It's acceptable to acknowledge responsibility for your own choices and actions, whether positive or negative. However, kind people should be cautious not to assume emotional responsibilities that aren't rightfully theirs to bear. Certainly apologize when you've made mistakes or regrettable actions, but refrain from apologizing for things that are not your fault or responsibility. 3, extra responsibilities may overwhelm you. Being excessively kind can rapidly lead to being overwhelmed by an impractical load of tangible responsibilities. When referring to tangible responsibilities, we mean the tasks and commitments in your life, such as being volunteered for activities without consultation because others assume you'll agree, or taking on more than your fair share of work. Those who are overly kind and compassionate may find themselves taken advantage of by others who disregard their feelings, undervalue their time, or neglect their responsibilities. Kind people also often feel the need to explain when declining tasks or commitments beyond their capacity. While additional explanation can be useful or necessary in close relationships, with acquaintances, or in situations where compromise isn't required, a straightforward no is sufficient. Explaining yourself provides a manipulative person with an opportunity to insert self-doubt and weaken your straightforward no. 4, kindness may lead to resentment. Resentment is a harmful emotion that can slowly eat away at the foundation of trust and friendships, typically starting with an uneven exchange between those involved. In the context of being nice, resentment can take root if one person is consistently giving more than they receive in return. Of course, the situation's context plays a crucial role. If you're not particularly close to the person, or if they're currently facing challenges and you're working to provide support and encouragement, it's understandable not to expect niceness or kindness from them during this difficult period as they strive to overcome their struggles. But what if, after they've overcome their struggles, they decide not to give back when the kind person needs support? Then you have resentment. Friendships and relationships have their own dynamics. They are intended to be mutual and advantageous in some capacity. Continuously showering others with niceness and kindness without receiving the same in return can quickly drain you, especially when it involves a friend or a significant other who isn't giving back. Gradually, resentment will grow, leading to the eventual breakdown of the relationship. 5. You may distort your perceptions of the world. Maintaining a well-rounded perspective on the world is crucial for a healthy mindset, especially for someone who values kindness. Building strong boundaries can create a circle of like-minded, kind individuals, deterring those who might take advantage. However, caution should be exercised to avoid becoming excessively closed off, as this may result in a false sense of security. Overconfidence can lead us to give too much to people who may not appreciate or reciprocate the kindness extended, ultimately exposing ourselves to potential harm. While being surrounded by nice people is beneficial, it's vital not to lose sight of the challenging aspects of humanity and the broader world. Otherwise, we risk creating an isolated bubble, sheltered from the diverse realities that shape our understanding of the world. Such isolation has the potential to obstruct personal growth and constrain our ability to empathize with the diverse experiences of others. Ultimately, it blocks us from having a truly broad perspective, limiting our ability to appreciate the various things that make our world interesting and diverse. 6. Others may not prioritize your needs. When individuals consistently prioritize the desires and preferences of others without expressing their own, it can create an expectation that their needs are not as significant. People might assume that you are content with whatever is offered, or that your requirements are minimal because you seldom assert yourself. Some people might not really feel for or understand others' needs. They could genuinely not notice how they behave, or they might just not care at all. To navigate this, kind people must assert themselves, clearly communicating their needs and expectations, even when it feels uncomfortable. Often, individuals with a generous disposition tend to avoid confrontation to maintain a positive image, enduring mistreatment to avoid being perceived as mean or unkind. However, when your well-being and the respect you deserve are at stake, assertiveness becomes crucial. By expressing your needs openly, you establish a foundation for mutual understanding and respect in your relationships. 7. Others may take advantage of you. In suitable contexts, a kind person can bring a breath of fresh air. However, in less favorable situations, their demeanor might attract unwanted attention. Being overly nice can pose challenges in competitive settings like the workplace or business, especially if one assumes reciprocity in niceness or respect. Individuals seeking an advantage may target those exhibiting kindness, perceiving it as a sign of vulnerability, particularly in environments where niceness deviates from the norm. To navigate this, understanding your surroundings and establishing a robust framework is essential. While maintaining courtesy, politeness, and professionalism, it's crucial to ensure your interests remain protected and secure. 8. Others may not respect you and your boundaries. People might test your boundaries, probing to see how much they can push until you assert yourself to avoid unacceptable treatment. Frequently, they'll try to backtrack by claiming you misunderstood, didn't get their intended meaning, or that it was just a joke. This manipulative tactic reveals much about the person you're dealing with. A genuine misunderstanding usually involves an apology and an effort to correct the behavior. Those who backtrack are often seeking weaknesses in your boundaries, which they'll exploit if allowed to persist. It's advisable to maintain a safe distance from such individuals, if not completely remove them from your life. 9. People will view you with skepticism and mistrust. It's not uncommon for people to find unexpected kindness a bit suspicious. In a world where cruelty is often the norm, someone being overly nice might raise alarms, especially if they can't figure out your intentions. Others might assume something is off, thinking you're being nice to exploit them or hide ulterior motives. However, it doesn't mean you should stop being kind. Just be aware that this reaction could happen and be ready to handle it. Clearly express your intentions to the other person if you have any. If not, give them time to get comfortable with your kindness. It might take a while for them to see that your actions are genuine. 10. You may draw in narcissists, manipulators, and users. Kind people attract narcissists, manipulators, and users. Why? Because kind and nice frequently aligns with naive, making it a reasonably safe assumption. Individuals who possess both niceness and naivety often tend to see the best in others, even when the positive aspects don't outweigh the negatives. Predators target kind individuals because they are often easily overwhelmed, manipulated, fail to ask necessary questions, struggle to set and uphold boundaries, and find it challenging to witness others in distress. How does suffering come into play? A frequently employed manipulative tactic involves portraying oneself as the victim in this harsh world. My boss was always picking on me. All my exes were crazy. Everyone is against me and I've got no support. The manipulator often conveniently omits their own role in these situations. How they treated others, whether they fulfilled their job responsibilities, and if they provided any support or assistance to their friends. A naive person may feel sorry for that individual without scrutinizing or questioning their motives and inconsistencies. This vulnerability can make them an easy target for manipulation. To counter this, simply stay attentive, listen for any inconsistencies, and don't hesitate to ask questions. While you can empathize with someone's story, it's crucial not to let emotions cloud your judgment. Kindness is a much-needed quality in this world, but it can certainly bring about unexpected challenges in your life. Life requires a delicate balance. There are occasions when being nice may not be the best choice, especially when it comes to protecting your personal space, peace of mind, and happiness. While it's commendable to embrace kindness and spread it in the world, it's equally important to strike a balance and make sure we aren't mistreated in the process. In conclusion, while being kind is undoubtedly a virtue, it's essential to recognize the fine line between kindness and potential exploitation. Learning to set boundaries, say no when necessary, and prioritize self-care are vital aspects of maintaining a healthy and balanced life. Remember, it's not about abandoning kindness, but rather about channeling it wisely to create a positive impact both on others and on your own well-being. So, let's strive for a balanced approach, embracing kindness while safeguarding our own peace and happiness. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, stay mindful, stay wise.